The Battle of the Sajó River took place on April 11, 1241, near Muhi on the Sajó River in northeastern Hungary. The opposing forces were the Mongols, led by Subotai, and the Hungarians, commanded by King Béla IV. The Mongols were victorious in this battle, which had significant consequences for the region. At the time, the Mongol Empire was continuing its expansion under the leadership of Ogatai Khan, the successor to Genghis Khan, who had died in 1227. The Mongols had already conquered Korea and defeated the Qin Empire. In 1235, during a conference with Mongol leaders, Ogatai outlined plans for expansion in various regions, including Eastern Europe. The Mongol offensive against Eastern Europe began in 1236 to 1237 when they sent 130,000 troops under Batu Khan and Subotai to the region. The Mongols successfully destroyed several northern Russian principalities during their winter campaign, including defeating Grand Prince Yuri II of Vladimir at the Battle of the Sil River in 1237. In November 1240, Subotai launched another offensive with 150,000 men, using the advantage of winter mobility on horseback in marshlands and across frozen rivers. The Mongols first captured Kiev on December 6, and Subotai left 30,000 men to control the conquered territory while he led the rest of his forces, about 120,000 men, into Central Europe. The Mongols moved on four axes, with Kadu commanding the northern flank, Batu and Subotai leading the two central forces, and Kaidan protecting the southern flank. The middle forces passed through the central Carpathians into Transylvania, with the plan to eventually meet at Pest, located on the east bank of the Danube River. Meanwhile, as the Mongol invasion continued, Kadu moved into Silesia and defeated a Polish army under King Boleslav V at Krakow, on March 3, 1241. Prince Henry of Silesia assembled a mixed force of about 40,000 soldiers from Silesia, Germany, Poland, and the Teutonic Knights to confront Kadu. King Wenceslas of Bohemia also marched north with 50,000 men to join them. However, Kadu launched an attack before the two opposing forces could unite. In the intense Battle of Legnica, also known as the Battle of Liegnitz, which took place on April 9, 1241, Kadu decisively defeated Prince Henry's army. After this victory, Kadu halted his advance, having accomplished his goals of devastating north-central Europe and preventing its armies from moving southward. The Mongols' southern advance progressed successfully. By mid-April, they had secured Transylvania, and Kaidan led his forces north through the Iron Gates to join Subotai's army. Upon learning of the Mongol advance, Hungarian King Béla IV called a conference of nobles at Buda on March 12, 1241, to strategize how to respond to the threat. On March 15, they discovered that the Mongol advance guard had already reached Pest, just across the Danube from Buda. Béla IV believed that the defenses at Pest could hold off the Mongols, and he mustered about 100,000 men over the following 2 weeks. In early April, he set out from Pest, confident that he had enough strength to defeat the invaders. However, the Mongols retreated as Béla's cautious forces advanced. On April 10, about 100 miles northeast of Pest, the Hungarian army encountered and defeated a weak Mongol force defending a bridge at Muhi on the Sajó River, a tributary of the Tisza. Béla IV then established a strong bridgehead on the east bank of the Sajó and camped for the night, positioning the bulk of his force on the west bank in a fortified defensive position created by chaining together wagons. Before dawn on April 11, 1241, the Mongols launched a fierce attack on the Hungarian forces at the bridgehead. They showered arrows and hurled stones from catapults at the defenders, followed by a swift infantry assault. The Hungarian defenders fought bravely and even sortied from the main camp to assist their comrades. However, they soon realized that the initial attack was just a distraction. Subotai, the Mongol commander, had secretly led 30,000 men across the river, south of the bridge. This force now attacked the Hungarians from the south and the rear, trapping them in a confined space. The Hungarian forces were devastated by a barrage of Mongol arrows, stones, and burning naphtha. King Béla IV managed to escape with some of his men and fled to the north toward Pozsony, Bratislava. However, the Hungarian force suffered heavy losses, with between 40,000 and 70,000 soldiers killed, including much of the Magyar nobility. Following the defeat, only the Danube River stood between the Mongols and further advancement. The Mongols controlled Eastern Europe, extending their dominion from the Dnieper to the Oder and from the Baltic to the Danube. In just 4 months of campaigning, they had defeated Christian forces vastly outnumbering their own. After the victory at Muhi, the Mongols went on to ravage eastern Hungary and Transylvania, causing widespread destruction and loss of life. During the Mongol occupation, which lasted until 1242, a significant portion of settlements were destroyed, and a large number of the population perished. As a result, the Hungarian state had to undergo a complete reconstruction and reorganization in the aftermath of the devastating invasion.